Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of the Making Blackpool Pleasure Beach in Planet Coaster series. How are we all? Hope you're all having a fantastic day. So, in this episode we've got quite a lot to talk about because I haven't done this in about 7 years. So, I've decided to write a bit of a script kind of thing for this episode. There's no script as such, but there's very strong talking points and we have about 15 of them. So let's get straight into it because as I haven't uploaded this in so long, there has been a hell of a lot of updates. So let's get started. So I'm just going to very quickly explain what we're doing in-game. So today we're going to be working on the start of the Grand National, not something that I can finish this episode purely because I need to get more billboards and I had other stuff to do. We also start work on flying machines. You don't see much of that this episode, but unfortunately I recorded 4 hours of footage for this episode and couldn't get it down into about 10 minutes. So I've had to split it into 2 episodes. It's not going to be like episode 4 part 1, it's going to be episode 4 and episode 5, but I've had to split it into multiple episodes, so I am sorry for that. I'm not happy with how the Grand National has turned out, so that will be done again next episode, so don't judge that too much because it's awful. I'm also quite annoyed with how bad Google Maps is, to be honest with you, because I tried to get a picture of a certain part of the park on Google Maps and the picture was taken back in 2011, so I physically can't get any information for what that part looks like because I live a long way away from it and it was made 10 years ago. So the wild mouse is still there. Anyway, let's get back on with talking about all the information that's come out. So, Blackpool late night riding has started. I've never actually been to Blackpool for late night riding, but I can imagine it's pretty good. What do you guys think of it? I think I've seen it in Sunset before. Well, I've definitely seen it in Sunset, but I've been there for Sunset, and that's pretty much as far as I've got, unfortunately. But I would love to go. It's something which I do really want to get to next year, because hopefully I'll be able to drive by then, because I am old now. So, yeah, also, Alton Towers have released their Scarefest information. They've said that they're going to be returning with the Freak Show Toxic Junkyard, the Attic Terror of the Towers, Altonville Mine Tours, and Darkest Steps. It also seems like they're going to be staying open from 10 AM to 9 PM, which is, I don't know if they did that last year because I didn't get to go. I've never been to Scarefest either, but I know it's something that Thorpe did and I hated it. But that was to do with COVID regulations or something. So, yeah, as I say, I've never been to Scarefest. Something else, Jake, if you're watching, get yourself sorted because I want to go to Scarefest and he wants to too. So, hopefully that'll happen this year. But it's just so expensive, unfortunately, for getting there and all of that. Chessington as well, they've announced a new coaster. Well, I don't think they've announced it, but they've put plans forward for it. It looks fun. It looks like it's going to be a shuttle wing coaster, something which I've never experienced. And I think that would be pretty nice. It's like a knockoff Swarm. People are saying that it's going to have bad throughput, and it will because it's a shuttle, but I think it's going to be nice. I think it's going to be a good little ride in the park. One more needed than Thorpe, to be honest. Thorpe needs a new coaster, but Chessington needed it more. They haven't had one in years. I can't remember how long it's been, but too long. Also, onto the Thorpe Park Fright Nights teaser. Now this is pretty much for the rest of the episode now. So, Thorpe Park have released, they're the only park that hasn't announced their Halloween event, I believe. They have started to tease it, and I'm going to play that on screen for you now. But I'm going to talk about it a little bit more in depth with pictures on the screen so you can see everything much clearer. So, we're going to start off on the top right of the screen. There's a sign that says Surgery, Matron's Office and Recovery Room, which obviously has heavy links to a hospital. And so do the walls. If you look at the walls, they're like green and white, which is the sort of colour that you get in a hospital for their walls. So that's something to think about. The right wall has pictures from multiple old mazes, such as Cabin in the Woods. Never got on that. Maybe they'll bring it back and I get to go on it, but I don't think they're bringing that back. The left wall also has pictures from old mazes such as the Freezer. Again, never been to it. I've only been on Thorpe mazes since 2017, I think. Yeah, I missed out on a lot of good mazes, but it's not the end of the world. On the bottom left, you can see Lycanthorpe High and Amity High clothing. I think that will probably return this year. I'll talk about my predictions properly later on, but I can see them returning this year. They had quite a good reception the last couple of years. I know Lycanthorpe was only last year, but yeah. The desk in front, directly in front of the camera, has a TV on it, which is also on the channel 13. It's very difficult to see. Somebody posted on Twitter that you can see that, and you can. There's a microscope and test tubes on the table, which to me link in with the hospital theming. You may be able to see where I'm going with this. There's a crow's mask at the back, but the crows have already been confirmed on the Merlin newsletter, so that was nice. I thought the crows last year were absolutely fantastic. They were probably the scariest thing in the park, and they were just really, really good. So massive props to Thorpe for bringing those back, because I do genuinely think they're amazing. There's also a cake with candles. I'm not entirely sure. I'd assume that's because it's the 20th Fright Nights anniversary this year, which is very exciting. There's a red box that you can't see inside of because it's closed, which I have no idea what that link will be to, but I would have thought that will be something to do with, like, when that box opens, we'll be able to see all of what's happening and all of that, maybe. Maybe the last teaser will be a camera going into the box and that'll be the announcement or something. I don't know. It's just pure speculation at this point. There's also popcorn on the desk. Again, not a clue, but I think I can link it into something, so I'll explain that in a minute. And on the top drawer on the desk, it also says Super Spark Cinema, which is the name of a new shop that's popped up in the park. Not Super Spark Cinema, just Super Spark. I'll go into that a little bit later too. Also information for Fright Nights that isn't teaser related, it's just related to the park. Super Spark Cinema, as I say, has replaced the old Flocken shop. It's a bunch of really cool decoration. I haven't been there yet, I haven't actually been to Thorpe for quite a while because it's been so busy. But from what I've seen, it looks like there's a lot of teasers in that and Easter eggs. Inside the shop, inside the shop there's a sign that says it reopens on the 8th of the 10th, 21, which, if you don't know, is the 8th of October, 2021, which just so happens to be the day that Fright Night starts. Coincidence? I think not. There's also TVs inside the shop that display a lot of information from what I've seen. I haven't been there, so I can't tell you exactly what the information is, but it includes a little amount of mazes, not many from what I've seen, but it does have some maze information there. And the fact that there isn't many, but there are some, does lead me to think about maybe those could be returning. For example, Studio 13 is on there, and I believe I saw Experiment 10 too. That's the second piece of information which links back to Experiment 10. I'm also going to give you my predictions now for Fright Nights, because why not? I posted this on Twitter. So yeah, I'm going to be reading this pretty much straight from Twitter. So Studio 13 returns, Channel 13 on the TV, and on the TV in Super Spark, there's also popcorn on the desk. Popcorn, studio, film, see what I mean there? Experiment 10 returns as an Easter egg for Experiment 10 in the Super Spark shop, and also a few on the trailer itself. Creek Freak Massacre returns, which I would love to see. It was on the Thought Park website recently saying you need a secondary paid ticket to enter. And that was taken down, so I may not be able to get a screenshot for you. I might be able to find it on Twitter. But obviously, it's been taken down, so who knows. Platform 15 returns, same as Creek Freak Massacre. There's also a Platform 15 lantern on the desk in the trailer. Amity High returns, had quite a good reception last 2 years. Lycanthorpe returns, had a good reception last year. Super Spark Cinema shop has Super Spark Cinema in the Angry Birds 4D cinema, like Screenplex was last year. The Festival Arena returns, stages up, and also people enjoyed it last year. I thought it was okay, it wasn't anything too special for me. And the Crows return, which have already been confirmed on the Merlin newsletter. So yeah, what do you guys think? I think it'll be a pretty good year this year. But yeah, let me know what you want to see. I also just want to quickly let you know that it looks like Thorpe are definitely making you pay for mazes, which I personally despise with a passion. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. I think if they're going to be paid for, it better lead to something absolutely fantastic. Unlike last year, where the mazes were terrible and you still had to queue at least 20 minutes. But yeah, let me know what you think in the comments, and also give me your predictions for what's going to return in the comments. Alright then, so as I was exporting this video, so you guys get to watch this tonight, Thorpe Park have released another trailer. So I'm going to play it, and then I'm going to go through it. It won't be super long for this episode. I'm going to really focus on it next episode. I at least want to show it this episode. So let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I'll do a little bit of talking through it afterwards. Okay then, so the first scene here shows a crow's mask, which we already know is returning, as the Merlin newsletter has already confirmed it. So nothing really new here. It seems to zoom in on the experiment equipment too, and you can just about see the candles for the birthday cake there. So I don't really think there's anything that includes much information on this particular scene. And then with the second scene, you can see that it zooms in on the popcorn, and here it looks like the popcorn has been spilt, which I don't think you can see in the original video. On the left you can see the box, and then just behind it you can see a hospital gown and a bottle of something, which I'm going to try and zoom in and see if I can read, and I'll let you know what it says if I can read it. And now on this scene, it zooms in on the sign at the top right, which I've already spoken about, where it says all wards, surgery, matron's office and recovery room. So if you weren't sure that's what it said, you can now very clearly see it. It does say something else at the top. I can't quite work out what it says. I think it says RA something, but I can't quite work out what that says. You can also see banners now, a little bit more clear. So you can see Hellgate. I think there's one called Terror Zone, and that's all I can see. So this one doesn't seem to give out too much more information either, but it does make it all a lot more clear. There's not much added on this scene, but what is added is huge. So in that chair that we originally saw that was completely vacant and empty, there is now some kind of figure in the seat. It looks like some kind of goal or something like that, and they play a big part in this trailer. So Jack Siltstone was right when he said that he thinks somebody will end up sitting in that chair. So it looks like they're looking at the TV, so I wonder what they're watching. So then it looks like the goal has moved the box, and it seems like they're still watching the static, but they're moving the box. So that box must be playing some kind of massive part. Maybe they are doing what I said, where they're opening the box, and when the box opens, you'll be able to see what's inside, and that will include what Thorpe have to offer for their mazes this year. And if that's the case, they've already grabbed the box, so that may mean that the next teaser isn't a teaser and it's the announcement. Who knows? But as you can see, they're grabbing the box, so I wonder what's inside that box. Okay, then that is the end of my not so in-depth analysis of the trailer. However, I do think there is a little voice at the end of the trailer that's very difficult to hear, so I'm going to turn it up and I'm going to see if I can play around with the audio a little bit in Audacity so you guys can hear it a little bit better, because I think it's quite important. Now, I can't really make anything out, but I think I can make out the word semis, which I have no idea what that means. It could mean semi-final, which could mean this is the penultimate teaser. I have absolutely no idea. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you hear anything different to me, let me know what you think it is. But anyway guys, that is the end of the video. If you did enjoy, please do consider leaving a like if you didn't already, and also do consider subscribing. It would mean a lot. We hit 500 subs recently, and that is just absolutely fantastic, and I can't thank you guys enough. And yeah, make sure you join my new Minecraft server. The link is in the description. Make sure you join the Discord for that. And yeah, thank you for watching, and I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye.